Is that top four gone now? Newcastle 2, Arsenal nil. Another drab performance, another really underwhelming result, a must win game by all accounts. We said we've been there, we've done that. This time we were there again, but we didn't quite do it. Welcome back to Filter Coffee Football, here to talk about what is potentially a season defining result at this point. Top four still in the balance, but only mathematically. For all
Yeah.
intents and purposes, I guess it's safe to say that Spurs have managed to clinch it this time around. Let's talk about why that's happened, though. The result, I mean, really bad performance today, wasn't it?
Uh, I I think the team showed that they've been run rag, uh, not having quality replacements, not having the experience or the nerves to handle going down. All of that showed. I mean, I understand the side is the youngest in terms of average age in the Premier League, but those those things can only teach you with experience, and this is an experience that players will have to take it up on their chin and move ahead and just do something better next time around, because what we played with or what we put out tonight in our game wasn't really worthy of a win. No way close.
Yeah,
If,
in many ways you could argue we had a pretty decent lineup, maybe one or two moves. Of course, Thomas Partey is a miss and Kieran Tierney is a miss, but Elneny has been good so far. So it wasn't a weak starting 11. Gabriel managed to start the game. Ben White did start the game as well. But, we were just nowhere close to competing. In Newcastle, they have no reason to really keep their season going. They're safe. It's not like they're going to see European football either. Yet they came out with so much more energy, so much more passion on that pitch to try and come out and give a result to their home fans. I mean, their last home game of the season, and they played it as such. They showed the sort of passion that any fan would want to see in their football club, and they aren't even really fighting for anything at this point in the season. So,
so
um, Arteta came out and blasted the players, quite rightly so. Granit Xhaka came out and blasted the players. I mean, I'd assume he includes himself in that as well. He was one of the better players, but still overall pretty bad on the pitch. And there were just no standouts. I mean, part of me was hoping that Saka would be dropped for this match, even though he's been integral so far this season. The last 4 5 weeks, he's kind of been lost in translation. He's not had his best performances, and I was thinking maybe Arteta tries something new, something different by taking him off and maybe starting Pepe, or getting Odegaard on the right and getting Emil Smith Rowe through the middle, something different, just to give us a better chance, because I was nervous going into this match to begin with. What do you have to say about Newcastle first off, and then about Arsenal and their performance today?
Newcastle just wanted a good send off to their home game. I believe this is their last home game. They might have an away game, so they got what they came in for. Uh, they were very good right from the start. They were pressing. They were putting pressure at all the right places, doing the right things basically. I mean, you don't have to always do everything at the highest optimum level, but they were doing the right things and we weren't doing the right things at the right time, which turned out to be the difference. And Newcastle, I think they understood the fact that the Arsenal right side was maybe imbalanced a bit, because usually teams would try to target Tavares, but they targeted Tomiyasu this time around, and Alan Saint-Maximin was running rings around him. I think what we Arsenal really missed was having a presence or having someone with calmer head on their shoulders after going 1-0 down. Because, hey, you've got to understand there are mostly quite a lot of young players out there on the pitch, but you need someone shepherding them or just getting them into a huddle, getting them into a mindset that these games can still be recovered. There are still points to play for, and it's not a lost cause. But maybe it's that not having adequate replacements, injury crisis, not finding more quality players to start your lineup. Uh, there's a combination of factors, and again, the manager is also to blame. I'm not really shifting the blame away from Arteta, so to say, but I would think Arteta would have figured out by now what he would want to do to win these last two games, but it hasn't worked out this game. We hope it works out the next. It's going to be even more intense. And we also have to hope for Norwich to do a number on Tottenham, which frankly I don't think is happening.
Yeah, we'll
But
get to
because
that in a
yeah,
second. I wanted to actually first touch base on just talking about what you just mentioned in terms of shifting the blame onto Arteta and the team being a young squad. On the back of this performance, a lot of people are going to say that Arteta have Arsenal and of course Arteta have bottled the top four race. They were in the driving seat, and um, it's a bad season given where it's going to be ending. But I wanted to get a gauge of do you actually say that this is a bad season for Arsenal, or should we just dial back and kind of just recalibrate on what the season actually has been?
it depends on where you stand and what is the recency bias that you're factoring into, and what are you actually looking at. What I'm looking at the Premier League table because I understand there are going to be ups and downs. We did not have a good start. We had one of the poorest starts ever across all our seasons in the Premier League. So not blaming that. All I'm saying is I see 13 losses on our table against our name. That's a problem for me. I mean, a top side like Arsenal should not really be having 13 losses to their name. I mean, had it been 10 draws, I would have been fine. I I understand that some games you just can't win, but it doesn't mean you'll end up losing those games. Every single point matters, right? I'm just looking at it from that perspective a little more objectively. But if you want to look at it from a holistic perspective, it would also mean that, okay, they finished eighth last season, they're going to finish fifth. That is measured progress, if not as much of a progress as fans would want or as people would want. That is still measured progress. Cutting off dead wood, clearing out players that no longer serve the purpose. So much has happened throughout the season that you can't really justify one specific thing or issue or factor to have contributed to our position on the table. It's far too many factors. So there is good, there is bad. I would really want to think we should have still nailed top four. Again, statistically, there is still a possibility of us getting top four, so I'm not going to be denying that. But I'll be far too more realistic right now than I was earlier.
Yeah, I mean, getting to that point now is statistically, Europa League is guaranteed. Champions League still an outside possibility. Basically, Arsenal have to beat Everton and Spurs have to lose against Norwich at this point. Both considerably tall tasks. Everton still in the thick of it, still not quite out of the woods, although it seems like they are just one result away from securing their safety as well, which again probably shouldn't mean by any means that they will make that last match an easy ride for Arsenal. And Norwich, I mean, well out of this by now, and the worst record in the Premier League. We're really scooping the bottom of the barrel for any hope going into this one. Burnley would have been the better side to peg our hopes on, and that didn't quite pan out. So really grasping at straws here. But like I said, there is still an outside possibility, but we have to win to even make that count, right? We still have to go out. We still have to get that result against Everton, going to that last match of the game. So before we call it a night, Arsenal, are they going to finish in top four?
Still not saying anything. Still not going to say anything.
Non-committal there. Let us know what you think. I mean, it seems quite logical to think that they won't, but you know what? There's still optimism in there. There's still hope. I'll still watch that match with every decent hope that, you know, something happens. This season has been crazy, so why not add a little bit more crazy in there? But yeah, that's us signing off. Like, share, subscribe, I guess, and catch you guys next time. Bye.
Alrighty.